Google released Gemini today. It's available through Bard, and they also released this very impressive video which showcases a different version of Gemini that apparently only lives in their labs right now. It was impressive, but I kept looking at it and thinking, hey, you know, my ChatGPT can do these things and better. It doesn't have the ability to get any video input, but neither does the current version available to the public of Gemini, right, in Bard. So that's not an issue. And as far as I know, GPT-4 was also trained on video, so it probably has that multimodality. It's just not being released same as Bard or as Gemini. But here's the thing. I was here testing both Gemini and via Bard and ChatGPT with GPT-4, or doing all kinds of tests, and actually ChatGPT just blew my mind today with something, and I wanted to share that. So I may do a different separate video on, you know, comparing the two models and just showing you how ChatGPT handles these same kinds of challenges that Google has put forward to Gemini. But today I want to show you something else, something that really made me go, wow, like I did not know that ChatGPT could do that. That's like a huge improvement on the ChatGPT of even weeks ago. So what I'm talking about is its ability to count and the way it handled the specific counting request. So counting is something that LLMs are not really supposed to be able to do. And I'm going to show you how Bard handles this. We can also even try ChatGPT with GPT 3.5 because it also probably won't be able to count. But I want to show like this amazing thing that actually happened to me with ChatGPT when we asked it to count correctly. And I'm just going to record this in basically one shot. I'm going to pause occasionally just to switch between tabs. So first, let's just see how Bard counts or doesn't count. So this is Bard. You can see by the blue thingy here at the top that this is actually Bard operated by Gemini Pro, which is a version of the Gemini LLM model that Google has been talking about forever. They were supposed to launch this next month, I think, but or next quarter, but for some reason they released it today. So anyway, one of the things that I do when I want to check an LLM is asking the LLM to count something, because LLMs basically do not know how to count. So I went and asked Bard. I uploaded this image. Bard, you can upload a single image at a time to Bard, and then I upload this thing. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 leaves of snake plants of various types, right? And I just asked how many objects are in this image. Now we can count and say immediately that it's 8, but Bard said there are 12 leaves in the image. And what I did not, I mean, I didn't mind the fact that it couldn't count because it's not supposed to be able to count, but it also had to brag and say, I counted the leaves carefully and I'm confident that my answer is correct, which I did not appreciate that. I don't like it when an LLM is overconfident. But anyway, I tried it again and again. I also tried, you can see it here. So again, same image, and this time it decided there are 10 snake plant leaves in the image, and it also added, for some reason, an image from the internet of snake plant leaves. And again, I counted the leaves carefully, making sure to count each individual leaf, even if some of them are overlapping, which they're not, right? They're very clearly separated in the image. I also made sure to count only the leaves that are fully visible in the image. Doesn't matter, Bard, you got it wrong. These are not 10 leaves, but that's okay. You're just an LLM, right? I also tested with simpler images. And so I created this image of 5 blue circles, very easy to count, right? And it's just 5. Come on, I mean, you should be able to count up to 5 if you're human. And again, LLMs are not supposed to do that. So Bard says the image shows 4 blue circles on a white background. And then it also, again, for some reason, volunteers to show me this image that is supposed to be a group of blue circles on a white background. It's not, like, it's not even remotely, it's just a single circle. It's not blue, but whatever. I don't need, you know, I know what blue circles look on the white background. I just gave you that image, but okay. Tried again, you know, this time it was 4, and this time this was supposed to be the image of 4 blue circles on the white background. Okay, obviously Bard is being you know, a regular, not very smart LLM, unable to count, and yet very confident, overconfident, thinking that it could actually count. Now let's switch over to ChatGPT. So here's the thing. I gave ChatGPT the very same image that I gave Bard of the 8 leaves, and I did not expect ChatGPT to be able to count these any more than I expected Bard to do that, because it's an LLM. It's not supposed to know how to count. And lo and behold, it said there are 8 objects in the image provided, right? That, you know, that surprised me. And I tried again. And again, it found, you know, it counted correctly. Again, 8 leaves. And again, I tried this like 5 or 6 times. Every time I tried it, it never got it wrong. It always said, sorry, wrong image. It did get that one wrong. But this one was fine. Whenever it was the leaves, fresh, you know, fresh conversations. There's no free prompting in the background, no nothing. It just, I was surprised. Like statistically, it just didn't make sense to me that it would get it right every single time. And it did with the leaves. But I was like, you know, this is strange. What are the chances of this happening? At this point, I actually called my son over, because my son is a smart guy, and he's a PhD student and in computer science, right? So if if nothing else, he knows how to count better than him. But no, I'm joking. He actually knows knows AI just a little bit better. And so he was also surprised to see that that ChatGPT managed to just get, you know, to guess correctly each and every time. And he helped me, you know, calculate the odds of this happening, and they were, you know, pretty small. So not impossible, but just generally improbable. And that sort of got me wondering, you know, what's going on. And so I decided to switch to trying to count the circles, right? The blue circles, because, I don't know, it was just a simpler image. And this is where things are becoming interesting. So first couple of tries, it got the 5 blue circles right, which, you know, in itself is pretty amazing to me. But the really amazing thing happened when it got it wrong. And I'll show you what happened, like how it got it wrong and how it actually solved the problem. And that thing like really blew my mind. Okay, so new conversation with ChatGPT, of course, GPT-4. I only use the GPT-4 model. And then again, same question, always the same prompt, how many objects, and an image with 5. And this time ChatGPT said, you've uploaded an image with 6 blue circular objects. So first of all, you know, I was still impressed at this point, because I think it got probably 9 out of 10 guesses in total right, which is pretty amazing. Right? That's pretty like good. He's a good guesser. But I said, okay, try again, please. I wanted to see what would happen. And this is where something which I think is almost magical happened. So what ChatGPT did here, and I'm going to have to like click on a few things to show you what was happening, is that it decided to create scripts to count the circles. Now, this is something that I have seen happen with ChatGPT after the last update. It's still very impressive, but like if you ask ChatGPT, in fact, let me do that here and show you. So here's what I did here just to show you an example. I asked ChatGPT to ask the number of words in the sentence. ChatGPT can make mistakes. Consider checking important information, because it's just that, you know, it's the sentence that they always have at the bottom of each page. And what, if you notice what happened here, ChatGPT basically wrote a script. It's typically in Python, right? So this is a script in Python, and in that script, it just counts, it uses a code, like it codes a script, or maybe uses a script from a library, and it knows that it's like not very good with counting, and it does something pretty smart, and that is to take a script and use that to check the number of words, and this is how it gets the correct number of words here. Bard, by comparison, by the way, I asked Bard to count the number of words in a sentence, and what it did was it arranged the words in a table, which is not, you know, it's not a terrible option, but it got the number wrong, and it got it wrong because it counted the comma and the period as words, what, you know, which I thought wasn't incredibly smart for, I mean, it's not just Bard, right? It's Gemini Pro. It's supposed to be their very smart model, but it wasn't. But anyway, this is how ChatGPT counts words. It also can count the number of letters in a word in the same way. So it's very effective, and it knows how to apply it. But look what happened with the circles. That was like really interesting. So back to this conversation. And remember, what happened was that I asked ChatGPT to count the number of the blue circles, or I just said objects, and it miscounted. It said we have 6 circles here, whereas we actually have 5. I said, try again, please. And now what happened was, I thought was amazing. Like, it seems there was an error with the object counting process, returning an unexpected number. Let's try a different approach. And again, ChatGPT creates a Python script. Okay, which at this point, like my son was here with me watching this, and he was like, wow, like this is, you know, it's much more difficult to create this kind of script than it is to create a regular like counter for the number of words in a sentence. And so, and you know, as ChatGPT was doing this, we went and we checked the code separately, and I can include the code in the bottom of the YouTube video. But my son thought this wouldn't work, and he was right. Okay. But the important thing here is that ChatGPT actually ran this and analyzed the results, right? And the result was 1. The code returned a result of 1. And this is where ChatGPT, instead of just saying, you know, I think the number is 1, it actually compared the number that it got from this algorithm, from this code, to what it guessed, right? So it guessed 6, and 6 was bad, right? It's not an accurate guess, but it knows that there's more than one circle. Like, it knows the range. Like, it's sort of, its intuition is telling it that there's supposed to be, you know, I don't know, several circles. And so it knew. That's what led it to say, like, okay, 1 is not a good result. This result is incorrect based on the visual content of the image. And I was blown away, because this is a very human-like response, right? This is exactly what a person who would be running code would say, you know, 1 doesn't make sense because I'm seeing more than 1. And so it ran another algorithm. And again, that second algorithm again had an issue. And the second time it ran it, the result was, let me see if I can bring it up here. Hold on, let me find it. Right, so I found the other window, and I just got the order wrong. This was the first algorithm that they tried, and this time the result was 492. And that result also did not make sense to ChatGPT. So ChatGPT said, this does not make sense. It does not match what I'm seeing. And even though it cannot count when it's sort of looking at the image, it can estimate. It can gauge the number well enough to know that 492 is not a good enough answer, and 1 is not a good enough answer. And so it went back to the code, and it fixed the code twice. And I think this is amazing, like the whole process here. And this is, everything is within one answer. Like, I did not have to go and say, you know, no, this is not 1, try again. No, this is not 492, try again. Everything was happening here, like by ChatGPT itself. Like, it was telling itself, okay, I'm trying this. No, it's not working. I'm trying something else. So, you know, if you've been working with ChatGPT for a while, maybe you'll understand why I got so excited over this, because this is like really impressive for this type of AI. I have never seen any behavior, you know, matching this level. This is like so much like a human that it's amazing. And it got it right eventually. It managed to understand what was wrong with its algorithm. Like, when the answer was 1, it said, okay, I understand that the algorithm is considering all the blue circles as a single connected object. And, you know, that's something that I think like is incredibly intuitive and intelligent, and like something that I would not expect an AI to say. And finally, it got the right answer, right? It managed to fix the code twice within the same answer without any additional prompting from me. And finally, it said the corrected counting process now identifies 5 distinct objects in the image you provided, and that's the correct answer. And I'm like mind blown. Like, you know, forget all of those fancy tricks that Google is showing us with Gemini today. I don't care about that. This is like so much more impressive. So I just wanted to share this real quickly tonight and show you what I found out. I think this is like a new level of AI intelligence, you know, based on everything that I've seen so far.